In an ancient land of swords, sorcery, and social links, 3 war-torn nations will set aside their age-old conflicts and come together over the one thing they can all agree on: sending their kids to the best private school. Fire Emblem 3 Houses. Discover the latest entry in the legacy of the Fire Emblem series, where Nintendo doubles down on the franchise's surprise success on the 3DS as a medieval dating sim with some combat, and just straight up makes the game Harry Potter this time, as you take the role of a hot young professor who just happens to be a JRPG protagonist with amnesia and insane powers ordained by destiny, in the world's most happy-go-lucky school for child soldiers. Then sort yourself into one of the titular 3 houses: the earnest knights who have a tiny bit of a religious zealotry problem, the cool kids who kinda turn out to be fascists, and the pack of misfits who really just need help keeping their shit together. Then get down to the real meat of the gameplay, trying to bang one of these kids. And hey, if you're worried that dating your students is kind of a bad look, you're also a serial killer and a god, so honestly it should be pretty low on your list of ethics. Foster the growth of your child charges through 3 Houses' new out-of-combat gameplay that takes the minor social link gameplay from the previous titles and goes full Persona with it, giving you a fully 3D school to run around in, full of students to creep on, PS1-era textures to enjoy, and an absolute litany of grindy side activities to keep you away from the combat, featuring eating 7 meals with your students a day, making your students fight for your amusement, fishing 50 times to max out your professor level, picking up all the trash you see on the ground and carrying it around in case somebody lost it, luring new children away from their houses with their favorite candy and treats, and furiously having tea with everyone you meet, where you'll be rewarded for good conversation skills with a chance to stare wordlessly at your student's character model, in a feature that might actually be creepier than the skinship thing in Fates. Then watch as all your hard work pays off in one-off skits and gags as your relationships blossom, and the one-dimensional anime hairstyles they call characters start to develop half a personality, so you'll maybe give a shit about them? See, now it's going to make it way harder for me to ignore your permadeath. Gear up for the new and improved combat systems that 3 Houses offers, being way easier, as Fire Emblem ditches the restrictive weapon triangle from previous games and showers you with ways to upgrade your troops, from tons of out-of-battle skill upgrades to numerous special attacks that let you eke out that extra damage you need. The new battalion system that gives units uncounterable damage and free stats, and grindable battles to raise your units' levels far above the story missions, almost ensuring that you'll breeze through normal without the traditional crushing fear of losing your dudes. Don't worry, you'll still be save scumming, it'll just be for dialogue options this time. Can't ever disappoint my dear, sweet hikikomori wife. So grab those Joy-Cons and drop those trowel for a Fire Emblem experience that has something for every type of unsalvageable nerd you can imagine. Unless you really, really hate anime, then why are you even playing these games to begin with? Starring Self-Insert, Edelweiss, Dreamitry, T-Pose for Dominance, To Ride Pegasus, clearly up to something, Ghost Riding My Whip, Sill Extremely Vain, Hill Doesn't, Medieval Chie, voted most punchable, Polly Prissy Pants, Working Linhart or Lynn Hartley Working, Semester Abroad, Too Pure for This World, Big Sword Player, Vincent Van Geek, Princess Mononoke, Shonen Protagonist, Single and Ready to Mingle, Blanette, Dedue Sandstorm, The Beefsteak Brings All the Boys to the Yard, 100% That Bitch, Feel the Burn, Drills to Pay the Bills, Please Stop Talking, Crest Creek, Honest Mess, She-Ra, Kunoichi, Smothers Brother, The Real OG, emotionally absent father figure, and the real MVP, Billy Bailiff and the Emblem of Fire. You know, the best thing about playing the new Fire Emblem? Finding out who the next Smash character is going to be. All their moves will be T-based.
Tell us what you'd like to hear in our honest voices in the comments below.
I love the Power Glove. It's so bad. We're gonna need a bigger slingshot. The Noodle Overlord is now pleased. Thank you. Dragon D's nuts. Looking cool, Joker.